Welcome to Math 240 W01 for Fall 2014. My name is Delois McCormick and I'm your instructor for this course. We have a lot to accomplish this semester, so I want to begin by giving you a tour of our Blackboard course site. And right now we're in the announcements section, and this is where you'll come to find announcements such as the welcome announcement here, or any kind of changes that may take place in the schedule or in information that I need to give you. Every week you'll see that I'll post a reminder showing you the assignments that are due for that particular week. So you can see here I have the schedule reminder for the very first week of classes. Now, during the first week of classes, you'll be doing an orientation and getting accustomed to the course. And one of the items that you'll need to do during that orientation is to go to the Are You Ready mini course and do parts of that. The Are You Ready mini course is actually a Google site, and to log into the Google site is under the VCCS. You need to just simply click on the link that I have here in the menu. It will take you into a login screen for the VCCS, and you simply log in using your MyGCC username and password. One note as you go to do this, before you go to the site, before you click on the Are You Ready button over here at the left, you want to close out any other Google accounts that you have open, any of your personal Google accounts. For example, if you're on YouTube or anything like that, you need to close those out before you go in so that you will go directly into the VCCS Google accounts. Assignments. Under the Assignments button, I have the assignments laid out by week. And you can see a list of the assignments. As we get into the actual work in the course, you'll also see a list of the learning outcomes for the particular week. Then you have several links that will take you to the different areas that you need to do. For example, here you need to go to My Math Lab. It was called in the past. Now they want us to use My Stat Lab. So it is a little bit different. You'll see over here I have updated the name to My Stat Lab. But they're the same in either instance. Okay, here's the Are You Ready? And one of the things you'll do under the Are You Ready is that you'll be taking the Smarter Measures test. What you want to do is when you get to the screen where they give you your score, you just want to take a snapshot or a screenshot of the top of that summary page. You don't have to show me everything, just the top that shows that that you actually did it. And I'm not taking a grade on that other than looking to see that you did it. Most of the computers use Control Print Screen in order to take a screenshot. You can also use Snagit or Jing, any number of ways you can take a picture of the top of that page, and any of those are acceptable. And you will paste that screenshot, that picture that you take, to the Student Information Lab, and that information is actually on the lab itself, so a little more information is there. Also, under the Labs button, I have some pictures of the sign-in or the login page, what that looks like. Now, the Calculator button has a number of handouts and also atomic learning videos related to the TI 83, 84 plus calculator. The handouts you can print and put in your notebook. You'll be able to use your notebook on your exams, so that's something I would recommend. And so as we go through the course, if you're looking for calculator instructions, you can find them here, as well as the atomic learning videos. In my math lab, there are some calculator tutorials, and I'll show you when we take the tour of my stat lab, I should say, my stat lab, exactly where those are. Collaborate meeting. If you are located where you cannot get into campus to the tutoring center and you need to meet with me for help, what you can do is email me to set up a collaborate meeting or collaborate office hours. Just email me, and when you're ready to go to the meeting, you'll come here and you'll find that I have a session set up for the agreed upon time. Course materials. This is where the bulk of the course is located. The materials are materials that I have created. They're located by chapter, divided by chapter, and then by section. So the very first section you'll be doing is section 1.1 and 1.2. 1.1 is merely an introduction. It doesn't have any specific material. So what you'll do is print my lecture notes and then watch my recorded lecture on those two sections. And finally, you can play the recorded sample problems where I go over problems from the textbook that are similar to the problems you'll find in my stat lab. Okay, and I do that for every section. So that's what the course materials are. Course outline, of course, that's self-explanatory. That's where you find the course outline. There is a part A, which is the part that applies to this class specifically from me. The part B goes over policies that are college-wide, and those also pertain to the class. When we get to week 2, you'll have a course outline lab, and you'll want to use these to answer the questions on that particular lab. That's to make sure you read it carefully. The assignment sheet is simply the assignment portion of the course outline. I recommend that you print a copy and either put it in the front of your notebook. I would recommend a loose leaf notebook where you can put the lecture notes with your handwritten notes on them, and then also the calculator sheets and anything else you find useful as you go through. Okay, so those are the most important parts. This section here just reiterates what's on the college portion. Discussion board will be using discussion boards sometimes. In the event you have a question that pertains to content or how the class functions, you can go to Ask the Instructor forum and place your question there. And you see all you have to do is create a thread. Oops, I don't want to do that. See if I can get it to... Okay, go back in the course. Okay, and the assignment ones, Virtual Cafe is for you to talk with your classmates. Here are some suggestions on discussion boards, what you want to make sure you do. We don't have a lot of discussions that we'll be doing. The main one is the very first couple. Meet your classmates, which is part of the first lab. You want to post your self-introduction and then respond to the postings by at least 2 of your classmates. So talk about your hobbies, your interests, your family. This is a way of making connections, and so that's where you'll go for that. And again, you just click on the name of the forum, and then when you get in there, add a thread. Faculty information, this has my contact information, my office location, office hours, contact policy, my educational and professional backgrounds, and as well as a few comments about my personal life. In lieu of a final exam, you will have a final project, which I've divided into 3 parts. There's several more things that'll go with it, but I need to get input from you as a class before we get there. So this is where that information will be posted, but there are the 3 parts, and each part has a certain number of points, and at the end I add those points to come up with a final grade on that project. Labs. I have some general information about labs. When you go to the Are You Ready, you may want to look at these pictures of the login pages if you're not sure what I was talking about. So it kind of relates to our first lab here. So here's the first lab, Student Information Lab. You click on this to open up the lab, and you have information you have to answer. And also this is where you're pasting the screenshot of the Smarter Measures test results. And you also have to go to the discussion board and post your self-introduction, plus answer the information, or respond to 2 of your classmates, at least 2. But when you're ready to submit that, you click on the name of the lab. You can see the points. You browse in the computer, find your completed lab. Okay, and I do recommend you put your last name just in front of the name I have for it. So, like I would put McCormick Online Student Information Lab. Don't worry about the fall 2013. That's just when I revised it. No, I don't want to. So let's go back to cancel. And actually you can, that's where you'll be submitting all your labs. And also your final project. No, your final project will go under the final project button. I decided to separate those out. My grades is where your lab grades and your final project grades will appear. Also, your exam grades. I will transfer, if you take your exams in my math lab, I will transfer those grades shortly after you take the exam. Plus, at that time, I'll transfer your homework and your quiz averages, so you can get a good snapshot of your performance at that point. Online assistance has a number of helpful places that you can go, so you should kind of look through these and see what will be helpful to you. I always like to point out you will be taking your tests or your exams rather, in the testing centers, so you want to be aware of where those are. And tutoring, we have excellent tutoring services available, walk-in lab as well as one-on-one appointments and even online appointments. My Stat Lab, finally, we have a link to my Stat Lab, and we'll do the my Stat Lab tour in the next recording.